So let's do a bit of a recap here. I just finished covering all of the adventure-style 3D Sonic games, and while I do like all of these games to some degree, there is no denying that they are all extremely flawed games, and I personally do think that none of them are as good as the likes of Sonic 2 or Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And along with that, I must admit that after playing all those 3D Sonic games, I have been really hankering for playing a Sonic game again. By that I mean the Sonic Adventure games are very, very, very different than the classic Sonic games are, particularly in their physics and general game feel. You know, the momentum physics of the classic Sonic games are just so good. They are literally one of the defining elements of what made the Sonic series what it is. And then once you get to Sonic Adventure, they failed to replicate that in 3D, and with the subsequent games, they never even really tried to do that again. They just kept on deviating further and further from what Sonic originally was. Not that that is inherently a bad thing, because as I said, I do enjoy those games, especially ones like Sonic Heroes. I like that game a lot, but still, my preference for Sonic is that momentum physics-based gameplay, and I do find it unfortunate that the series has deviated away from that gameplay so much in the console games. But if we go onto the alternate timeline after Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and we check out the handheld Sonic games that were coming out concurrently with all those adventure-style 3D games, we see something very different, beginning with Sonic Pocket Adventure. What do you mean you've never heard of Sonic Pocket Adventure? It was the Sonic game for the Neo Geo Pocket Color, of course. What do you mean you've never heard of the Neo Geo Pocket Color? It was the handheld system made by SNK. What do you mean you've never heard of SNK? Look, I'm just gonna say that they're the company responsible for Terry Bogard in Smash Ultimate, alright? Everybody know what I'm talking about now? Are you okay? Good. And one thing that's interesting about Sonic Pocket Adventure is that it was not developed by Sonic Team at all. It was actually made by SNK. And honestly, that's a bit surprising considering the quality of the game, because this game is really damn good. I'll say here that I'm actually playing a ROM hack of Sonic Pocket Adventure called Sonic Pocket Winter. What this does is it reskins the first zone of the game to be wintered theme, which, whatever, I don't really care about that. But more importantly, it adds Tails and Knuckles to the game, which is very nice. And it also adds some extra abilities to the game. It adds the Super Peelout, as well as the ability to curl and uncurl from ball form at any time, which is really nice. One thing about playing this game, though, that I had to get used to again, is dealing with the roll lock, because I'm so used to playing, like, the fan-enhanced versions of the classic Sonic games where you can remove that. But going with the next couple of Sonic games, I'm gonna have to get used to dealing with that thing again, because there's no way to remove it. But yeah, very impressively, this is just a straight-up 2D classic Sonic game, just like the Genesis games, which is very impressive considering that the Neo Geo Pocket Color was an 8-bit system. I mean, this totally blows the Game Gear and Master System Sonic games out of the water. This game actually has some pretty accurate Sonic physics. They're not one-to-one to the Genesis games, but they are extremely similar. A lot of the stuff that works in the Genesis games works here as well. You just start playing this game and you're like, damn, it feels like a Sonic game. It doesn't feel like a weird sort of kind of trying to imitate Sonic physics like the 8-bit Sonic games on Master System and Game Gear do. It just feels like a Sonic game. Now, as far as Sonic Pocket Adventure and what it is as a game, if you can't tell, is it's very similar to Sonic 2. However, I want to clarify some misconceptions that some people have about this game. This isn't actually Sonic 2. Some people just say that this is like the handheld or 8-bit version of Sonic 2, but it is not. While the zones of the game are basically carbon copies of the ones from Sonic 2, the actual level design is different. Though similar to the level design of Sonic 2, it is unique levels here that you are playing with their own layouts. I would most closely compare this to like the Donkey Kong Land games, which are kind of handheld lower power equivalents of the Donkey Kong Country games, where they take the same general game design and gimmicks and themes and stuff like that, but then take those elements and make a new game out of it for a less powerful handheld system. That's basically what we have here. However, it's not just Sonic 2. Pocket Adventure takes inspiration from a couple of different classic Sonic games. For example, the special stages in this game are accessed in the Sonic 1 method. However, once you get into the special stages, then they are straight up just the Sonic 2 style. And while the zones of the game are basically the zones of Sonic 2, the music in the game is actually that of Sonic 3. And toward the end of the game, you have a boss fight with Knuckles at the end. But then there's also a Sky Chase level like there is in Sonic 2, but also once you get all 7 Chaos Emeralds, you don't get Supersonic playable in the normal game. However, you do get a Supersonic final boss minigame similar to the end of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So this game is kind of just taking bits and pieces from all the original classic Sonic games and kind of mushing them together, primarily taking its inspiration from Sonic 2. And you know what? Sonic Pocket Adventure is really, really good. Along with the physics being pretty damn good for an 8-bit Sonic game, the level design is right up there with the best of the 2D Sonic games. It's got the multiple paths and the emphasis on time attack and all that stuff. It's just straight up great Sonic level design. In fact, the game is so emphasized on time attack that for the first time we have a real time attack mode built right into the game. Hell yeah, dude, now we're talking. Why did it take this long for a Sonic game to implement a proper time attack mode? I'll never know. But we finally have one, and it's really good. Here you can obviously play the levels and try to get your best times, but there's also a ranking system in this game. However, unlike the annoying ranking systems of the 3D console games, this ranking system is based purely on your completion time, and you can get from a bronze, silver, gold, all the way up to a platinum time. And I gotta say, I was actually pretty impressed with the platinum time requirements. They are not a cakewalk. I actually had to do the levels a fair number of times in order to hit those platinum ranks. This time attack mode is fucking great and should become a staple of the Sonic series going forward. More stuff like this, please. Unfortunately, the time attack mode doesn't have like an instant restart option. You do have to like pause and restart and then has to reload the level, which does take a bit longer than you would like, but thankfully nowadays we have emulators, and so you can just use save states to function as a quick restart button, which is very nice. And additionally, the time attack mode has a second option as well, where now your goal is not simply to complete the level as quickly as possible, but also complete it with 50 Cheerios by the end of the level. And so this is kind of like time attacking as if you're going for the Chaos Emeralds. Personally, not my thing. I prefer to just go for pure speed, but it's a nice option that's here. It's definitely going to change the routing that you have to do for some of the levels, and I could definitely see some people really getting some enjoyment out of this. It also does make you fight the bosses for time attack mode, which I don't love, but whatever. As far as boss fights go, it's the standard classic Sonic fare. You have a fight with Eggman at the end of every zone, and they are pretty much within the typical quality of your classic Sonic bosses, which is to say that they're fine, but not particularly great. Except for the boss at the end of Chemical Plant, I think this boss is actually pretty damn good. I like the design of it a lot. Probably one of the best bosses to come out of a classic 2D Sonic game so far. The only thing left really to talk about is the puzzle pieces in the game, which is a collectible you can find hidden around all of the levels, and once you've done that, you can go into the game's puzzle menu and use the pieces you've collected to try to complete a bunch of puzzles of, different Sonic characters and stuff. And this is something I quite like on paper. It gives you a real motivation to fully explore these levels and try to see all the parts of it and check out all the different routes. I actually think this is a better motivator for exploring these levels than any of the classic Sonic games had. However, there is one problem here, and it did prevent me from collecting all of the puzzle pieces when I played Sonic Pocket Adventure, which is that there is nothing in the game that tracks where the puzzle pieces are. There's nothing that says, like, there's 7 puzzle pieces in Aquatic Ruin Act 2. There's nothing like that. The puzzle pieces are just spread around the entire game, and you have no way of knowing which ones you've collected and which ones you haven't, and which levels you've gotten them all in, and which ones you still have more to go in. This means that inevitably, once you get down to just having like 2 or 3 or 4 puzzle pieces left, you are going to be completely clueless as to where they are and just scouring the entire game to find them. And unfortunately, Sonic Pocket Adventure is such an obscure game that there's not really reliable guide resources available online to help you track them down. And so I just was not able to get all the puzzle pieces in this game. That really sucks, but it is what it is, I guess. By the way, in case anyone was wondering, this game has no story, period, of any kind, so why Knuckles is trying to attack Sonic at the end, or what's going on, it's a Sonic game, that's what's going on. Lastly, I want to talk about the visuals of the game, as it's a very interesting topic. As you can see, generally this game looks just like the classic Sonic games, but you can tell on Sonic's sprite that he has his green eyes. And on the title screen and all the menus and stuff, as well as the game's like cover art and promotional material, it's all using the redesigns done for Sonic Adventure rather than using the classic Sonic designs. And this game came out shortly after Sonic Adventure did, and so a lot of people label this game as kind of like a transitional game from the classic Sonic art style to the Sonic Adventure art style, but really that's not the case here. One of the things people point to as showing that this is the transition from classic Sonic to modern Sonic is Eggman in this game, because throughout the entire game he has his classic design, but then once you get to the end of the game, he has his modern look. And so people like to create this narrative that Eggman has changed into his modern outfit, and this is what he's going to be wearing going forward. But if you actually pay attention to the game, then you can very clearly see that after you see Eggman wearing the modern outfit, when you actually get to the next boss fight with him, he's in his classic design again, and then he goes back to his modern outfit again for the next boss fight after that. And the whole deal with Sonic having his classic design but having the green eyes and the sprites, like, all of this stuff, this is not meant to be like bridging the gap between classic Sonic and modern Sonic. All this is just a byproduct of the game's development. You can clearly see on some of Sonic's sprites that he has black eyes, and there is a prototype of this game that's been leaked online, and you can see in that in earlier versions of the game, more of Sonic's sprites still had the black eyes. So really what happened here is that SNK was making this game with the classic art style, and they probably got a note from Sega of like, no, we're not doing that art style anymore, we're using this art style now, so redo the sprites. But this was evidently very late in the game's development, and so they didn't have time to change all of the sprites in the game, so they just changed some of the more important ones, and that's how you get this classic Sonic sprite with green eyes, and why Eggman is switching back and forth between his classic and modern designs. This is not the canonical transition from classic Sonic to modern Sonic. Let's not pretend that it's more than what it actually is. So yeah, that's Sonic Pocket Adventure. Thank God I didn't need to make an hour-long video talking about this game, because there's not really that much to say. It's just a good 2D classic Sonic game. If you like 2D classic Sonic games, play it. It's really good. It's that simple.